Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. This is podcast number 181.
Yeah.
Wow, what a number. Also, remember when it was episode 5,
Yeah.
even episode 50? Do you know what I mean? That's such a long time ago.
What I wonder what the first episode number is on this channel because we were behind the
I think
ball for a while.
is it 20 something?
Yeah, I think it's like 24 or something like that.
Oh, could be even later, Could be
Maybe.
could be even more than that. But yes, we are here. We are back together after a few weeks of separation. That sounds really deep then. It wasn't
No.
meant to be. So in all honesty, there's only a few things to talk about today, really. Obviously, it's international break at the minute. The World Cup is around the corner. And the Reds aren't really in action until 2 weeks' time. But we do have a game to chat about at the weekend. And then we'll have a look at the league table a little bit, as painful as that might be. Bit on the international break because Matt Beard made a few comments post match about his take on this international break. He made a few interesting points. And then I think that's pretty much it. But I guess the best place to start is the game at the weekend. Obviously, for those who haven't watched it, I presume all of you that watch this podcast probably will have watched the game. Liverpool played Aston Villa at home in the FAWSL, and we come away, unfortunately, with a 1-0 defeat. That goal coming from a Rachel Daly penalty. Who else, obviously? And bit of a controversial one. A lot of opinions been brought out about whether it was actually a penalty. But all in all, let's get into the game. What were your thoughts on how the game panned out? Are you feeling a bit about the fact that we come away that was this a game that we should have picked up 3 points from?
I want to say, we probably should have picked up 3 points,
or at least one.
At least one, Villa are kind of only a few places above us. We had the home advantage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we haven't had the best run of form, I'd say, but in terms of how the game panned out, I think we were always kind of trying to hit them on the break a lot of the time, which just doesn't work a lot. Once a team kind of figures out that's what you're trying to do, then they just know how to kind of stop that.
Yeah.
I think obviously injuries aren't on our side at the minute.
Yeah.
We're missing some very, very key players in terms of how you want to play. And I think obviously you would have spoke about Kelly Holland last week being injured, but she is key to that midfield. I don't think Bo Cairns was 100% fit to play. So there's all those little factors that go into it as well. Yes, was it a pen? Wasn't it a pen? Who knows? But we don't have the luxury of VAR, and I say luxury. Sometimes it's not a luxury, but we don't have that.
No, it's a pain in the bum.
Yeah, we don't have that to kind of go back on.
But it's interesting. Post match, Carla Ward said it was a penalty.
Yeah,
Matt Beard said it wasn't a penalty. And in fairness, when we was talking to Matt Beard, he was very, very vocal and saying, "I have seen it, and it was not a penalty." So it's a tough one because Lawsy has to come out and make that challenge because the I can't remember who got taken down. Was it Hansen? Kirsty Hansen was in a good position to get a shot off, so she kind of has to take that.
Yeah, she's got to come out and take that risk, kind of.
Yeah, and I felt like if that had happened anywhere else on the pitch, it probably wouldn't have been a foul. It would have been a good challenge,
isn't it? Because a lot of the times it is like that with pens, where it's like, and vice versa. Like a challenge will happen inside the box and it doesn't get given, but outside the box it's a free kick, and then
Yeah.
it's not a free kick, but the slightest nudge in the area and you go down, it's a penalty, and it's like, well, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. Maybe she comes out a little bit too aggressively, but when you're in that situation and a loose pass happens above, it breaks the lines, their player is in, and there's just you in the way of them and the goal. Like,
Mm.
obviously, with the adrenaline coming in, you're gonna go in and you're gonna try and do whatever you can to stop them from scoring, essentially, which is the aim of the game. But you could possibly argue she comes in too hasty, but then she's an experienced goalkeeper, and from where I was sitting, I thought she'd got a good touch on the ball and
Mm.
made a really, really, really good save. Obviously that's not what the referee saw, but that's just what I thought. So it's one of them. It is one of them, and these happen all the time in football. These kind of penalty things, and there's going to be people that are shouting for it and people that are shouting against it. But ultimately, it didn't go our way. Something that did go our way, by the way, was that Lawsy save when Alicia Lemon was 1-on-1 with her before the end of the first half. That was an incredible save.
It was.
But I said, I'm psychic me. I was like, she's not scoring this. She didn't look like she was gonna. She didn't look confident enough to be able to score
Sometimes
the
you
goal.
just get that like gut feeling as well,
I had
don't
a
you?
feeling.
Like,
I had a gut feeling, and she was not hitting the back of the net, but it
yeah.
was an amazing save.
Yeah, I kind of felt sorry for like Stengel in that game as well because I feel like she couldn't have done any more.
She was amazing to say she got dealt absolute scraps.
Yeah, like she
Yeah,
literally worked her socks off. Like she couldn't have done any more if she tried. Like if she'd have put the ball at the back of the net, like she would have been like
true.
unreal. But yeah, I think
But
just
yeah,
performance in general, she was just like you said, considering what she had to deal with.
yeah,
A lot.
it's really tough at the minute because I feel like with the absence of Leanne Kiernan, they sort of played with each other. And Katie Stengel was always a lot higher up the pitch when Leanne
Mhm.
Kiernan was in there. You see Katie dropping back because she's so good at holding the ball up. She's coming back to get it. Um, but she's just not getting anything. She's not getting any run. She's not getting played through, breaking the lines. She is just holding play up. She's not receiving, running on, or whatever. She's getting
Yeah,
absolute,
she
as I said,
kind of like
crap.
gets herself in those positions to kind of flick a header on or something, and then
Yeah.
she's got to chase it herself. She's got
Yeah,
no
very,
one to
very
feed these
isolated.
things.
But
Yeah.
like what I feel as well is we have players like Taylor Hines, for example, absolute one of our best players last season. Something just hasn't clicked for her again this season, but last season she would have been playing in those passes for Katie to run onto or whoever to run onto. So I don't know what's going on there in that side of things because she's a great player, but there's no delivery. There seems to be not a lack of there's a lack of delivery going into the box.
I think it's been I think it's a very weird season for us. Like I didn't realize until like I looked at the table on Sunday after the match that I was like, wow, we've literally won one game. Like I didn't realize and it's such a weird season because you've got the probably the highest of highs beating Chelsea on the opening day and the way we did it.
And we've had nothing
And
since.
and we've had nothing since and it's like but yeah,
It's
you've had
frustrating.
good performances.
Like second half at Spurs could have maybe
Yeah.
got
And
something.
like City away and stuff, you've had good performances and it
But
just hasn't
that's been
been
our
there.
tale for seasons. It's
Yeah.
just all for us ever.
Like last season, we were having bad performances at times and still getting results. It wasn't until the second half of the season when we went on that really good run that we were putting in really good performances. A lot of the
Yeah.
times we scrapped out at some of the games early on. It's
Mm,
like you kind of can't scrap in this league. I feel like it's like if
can't.
you're not shit hot,
No.
excuse me language, from minute 1 to minute 90, then it's kind of like no, you're not getting anything. I think that's what's so frustrating is because you are seeing good performances from the team, but like you're just not getting rewarded for it. And it's like, well, what more
No,
can you do?
it's yeah, it is. I don't know what the answer is to be honest, because you're right. It's not like we're playing badly. I think we could be testing the goalkeepers a lot more. We didn't test the keeper enough against Villa, in my opinion. And to say that they've not got their number one goalkeeper in the in between the sticks at the minute.
Yeah.
That could have been a bit more of an opportunity. But yeah, it's really it's like we're the first one to say it's super frustrating. Like looking at the table, then we are 10th on 3 points. We've got Reading below us on 3 points, the
And you've still
same.
got to play them.
And we're playing them not this weekend, after the international break. I think Brighton and then them.
It's we play Brighton on the 20th, and then we play Reading on a Thursday night at the 24th, because obviously that's a rescheduled game.
Bloody hell, that's a lovely fixture time, isn't it?
Yeah, it was 7 o'clock on a Thursday.
Yeah.
Nice
And
one.
then you've got Leicester underneath that in the bottom of the table on 0. And then you've got Brighton. Well, that's a good opportunity for us to hopefully get 3 points against Brighton, who were closest to us in the table. You've got West Ham on 9. So no one really has pulled away. Obviously, you've got your 4 at the top: Arsenal, Chelsea, United, and City, that are all Arsenal 18, Chelsea 18, Man United 15, and Man City 12. I mean, there's a bit of a gap between there. But then Tottenham, Villa, Everton, West Ham, and West Ham, sorry, are all only on 9. So we win 2 games.
Well,
and we're playing those.
5 to 9, if you include Brighton, is anyone can go anywhere in those positions.
It's, really. Yeah, like we said, this is going to be a really, really, really tough season. I feel like we were all blinded slightly because of that Chelsea win. We were all super, super optimistic.
Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah, like we were like, we're going to win the league. I'm pretty sure Andy Bell said we're going to win the league after that Chelsea win. But maybe this is essentially the reality at the minute until we establish ourselves in this league. And we keep having players who can maintain that.
And I think, listen, there's nothing wrong with being realistic, and I think we've got to be realistic this season. I think, I mean, us two especially, we're very realistic and in the summer.
We're almost like mean sometimes with how realistic we are.
But like, we just don't ever want to like jump the gun a bit. And then obviously post Chelsea, you were riding the high of beating.
I was like, Ballon d'Or, Champions League finals, here we go.
Yeah. But then now you've kind of like hit rock bottom again. You've had 1 win out of 5. Like, you're looking ahead for it. I think it was, I can't remember who I spoke to the other day, and I was like, it's literally, you've got to win all your games from now between Christmas to go into the new year feeling comfortable. Because if you don't win any games between now and Christmas, it's January to May is very, very short.
It is.
We don't play a lot of games in this league. So off the back of Christmas, it's like the first season in the Championship, we knew at Christmas time that you weren't getting promoted. But then vice versa, you knew at Christmas time last year that you were getting promoted. That you just knew in terms of how the table was going to work. And it's kind of starting to get to that point now where it's like, okay, like, stop messing now. Like, let's get it going a bit. Like, but that's not through lack of trying, and that's what I want to reiterate. Like, the performances are there, they are there. It's just kind of one of those frustrating things where it's like you just can't score goals.
I know, and then we can't blame it on the fact that Leanne Kiernan isn't in the team. I think she would have made an impact for sure. And it's a big blow that we've not been able to have her over the last few games and however many more. I don't know when they say she's going to be back, to be honest. There's not really been much.
It's in the new year, isn't it? But I'm not sure how far in.
No, and then Kerry Holland as well, maybe a couple of weeks. I don't really know, but it's whether then you look to January, are we going to be bringing someone in to help us?
Yeah.
Because Leanne Kiernan might come back and not.
Well, it's going to take her a while, isn't it? Never mind coming back from like an injury. It's then getting your match fitness.
It is. But we've got other teams around us who are struggling as well. So we are not the team that is solely struggling. But yeah, these next few fixtures, me and Andy were quite. We kept repeating ourselves last week. Like, these next few fixtures, the Brightons, the Readings, we'll play Leicester as well. They are must-wins, and they are winnable, which is the most important thing. I think a lot of the games that we've played against have been like the City one, the Spurs one. We could have picked something up, and as you say, we've just been really, really unlucky. But
That's it.
we're gonna have to start making our own luck because we do, as you've put very well put, you do not want to be going into Christmas in the back of your mind. You are knowing that this could be very, very tight. Yeah. Yes.
And you're right in terms of now's the time where you're starting to see, because let's be honest, we were going into the season with the sense that we are a mid-table team. So
yeah,
you're now playing your Brightons, your Reddens, your West Hams, whoever else. We got dealt a very tough first 5 fixtures. We did, and we knew that.
We did.
You know, we've come out with 3 points out of, don't know, too much maths, but 5 games. You're probably, if you were going to pick the 3 points anyway, it would have been Reading, but you would have liked to at least have got 1 or 2 more points from those other games. We haven't in time, and you move on and you look ahead to the next 5 and you think, okay, well, if this is our now level, should you say, then now's your time to kind of, you've got to scrap and you've got to pick up those points. And you don't want to get to the point where the players start feeling deflated when a goal goes in, because they're always like, oh, another one again.
Yeah, you can't let your head. You can't
let your head drop, kind of thing. So I mean, they're a good they're a good group. They'll be fine.
Yeah, and obviously, as we mentioned, we are now on international break over the joys. Matt Beard was quite vocal at the end of the game on Sunday, specifically.
Hasn't there?
Yeah, specifically about Missy Kearns. He made the point that obviously she's not been 100% fit. She had a scan, everything was fine. She's going away. Well, she is away now, I presume, on with the England squad, and he kind of was like, seemed a bit begrudged to the fact that when she last went out on international duty, she played every single minute of every single game possible. And obviously he feels the pressure because we need these players to stay fit. We've got no Kerry Holland now for however long.
Yeah.
And missing Bo as well for a long amount of time if fatigue fits in is not really an option, is it?
They're very heavy losses to our midfield, aren't they?
They are. And he was hoping that they managed her load well enough that she comes back fully fit. And I guess that's the fear, isn't it? Players coming back from international duty injured, and we can't really afford any more injuries, can we?
No, not at all. And like
if Katie Stengel, I know she's not on international duty, but imagine now if Katie Stengel gets injured.
I know.
What are we gonna do?
And that's the thing, and it's like, yeah, you're made up for these players like being able to go away and play for England, but like you've just had an international break. You don't need another one. What's the purpose of regular international breaks if there's no tournaments?
Yeah, like, I agree.
The World Cup's next year. Like, we get it out then, do you know what I mean? Like, you're in November, you've just had one. You've now a couple of weeks down the line and you have another one. It's like, it disrupts the season. It just I don't know, just takes it all away, because you're kind of like, well, you're just getting into the groove or something, and then it's like, oh, international.
Shut it down again.
Yeah. But it's exactly the same with like the expectations on players to play all their games for the club, so then go and play all their international games to come back and be fully ready and ready to go for the clubs again. It doesn't happen. They're only human. They're not machines just built to just constantly play football. Like, they're gonna get fatigued and they're gonna get tired and they're gonna pick up little injuries. We were just saying before this, our backs were killing after footy on Tuesday night, do you know what I mean? And we didn't nearly do half as much as they did.
I mean, we ran around for about an hour.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean? We did play a good, there was a lot of us. It was a good match.
I got absolutely pummeled
Amy
to the floor. I got my body on the floor was mangled.
I was like the other side of the pitch at one point. Amy was on the floor, and I was like, "Oh god,
it wasn't pretty.
You could see her like on her back, like just looking up into the skies. I have to be like, oh.
I went down like a sack of potatoes. I went down got absolutely floored. and stayed down for a few seconds. I mean, admittedly, I did try to get my breath back as I was still on the floor. But yeah, absolutely mangled. That's the word of the week,
We
man.
need to work on our link-up play though, don't we?
You know what? We did all right. I got it in a place that was doable, and that was hard enough. I got it into
Amy needs
box.
to put a little bit less power on her crosses,
Yeah.
and I need to get a little bit longer legs.
When I'm in full gallop, I can't control how much power goes on the end. Full gallop, there's
And
no
I'm not the speediest, so I was like, I was doing my best.
We knew what we wanted to do though, which just the execution needs work.
The execution needs work, but that'll only get better over
time. Yeah, fine. It'll be fine. Catch us playing for Liverpool women before you know it.
Call us up, Matt. You obviously need a helping hand in that midfield. Where are you?
If you need a large, tall individual who can get into full gallop quite frequently, let me know.
I'm always so confident when I'm on Amy's team because if she's at the back, if she's playing in defence, you know that when that goal kick happens, it's not going anywhere other than Amy's head. You just know it.
All my legs.
No. So I don't even track back because I'm just like, well, Amy's there, it's fine. Yeah. And then there's times where like someone does outrun you just a little bit, and I'm like trying to sprint back at that back post to help you out.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh God. Everyone hates me because I've got long legs and I get the ball.
Yeah. Gangly legs.
Gangly legs.
Yeah.
It's good fun though. Anyone who's thinking of getting into footy, do it. Well, we were already into footy, but we have a nice little thing going.
Play, just do it. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Find yourself a little team.
Yeah. Do it. I mean that's about it, really. The only thing I was going to
say, Jill Scott and I'm a celeb. What a woman.
Sensational. She's like, the quote that made me laugh the most is when she was like, yeah, me and Owen have got so much in common. We've got football and we've got football and we've got football. I was like, that is literally me as a kid.
I'm just like, I've put a bet on her to win because I'm just like, you are.
She's gonna win.
She's just steal everyone's heart because of how like down to earth and like funny she is, but she's unintentionally funny sometimes.
Yeah, there's a bit of tension at the minute though with the whole cooking scenario, isn't it? Although I haven't watched the one where Matt Hancock goes in yet, and I'm quite looking forward to seeing how it goes.
I didn't watch that one, but I've seen the clip of him walking in, and I've seen people's reactions, and
they're shocked.
They're not expecting Matt Hancock to walk in the jungle as well. Yeah. So.
How do you think if we were to go in the jungle, we'd be? How would we do?
I'd be awful. I'd be terrible.
I don't like snakes or spiders, so maybe that's
I don't even like flies. So I wouldn't do well. I think I'd enjoy like the camp, as in I'd enjoy
like the vibes. Like the vibe.
Yeah. But
anything more than that is a no for you.
I would be trying to get out of every trial on medical grounds possible.
Yeah. I don't like the ones where they put their hands in and they don't know what's in it. Like,
that's it. It's the fear of the unknown, and like I'm not really strong in water, so like I wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Small spaces is a no for me as well.
Yes, confined areas. Like what I don't get is, I know we're going off on a tangent for I'm a celeb, but you know when they do the interviews at the start and they're always like, "What's your biggest fear?" and then they tell them their fears, and I'm like, "Why are you telling them the fears?" Because
I'd do a little white lie and say something I'm not scared of.
So like one of them said they don't like heights and then got picked for all the height challenges, and I'm like, because you said you don't like heights, so people like to watch you suffer. People are going to vote for you because they're going to find it funny watching other people do something they don't want to do. That's the whole point of it. So
you tell him, Lauren. You tell him.
Yeah, just say I'm not really scared of much. To be honest with you.
Yeah. And Mike's like another human, isn't he? He's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Crazy man.
I think he's got a good in as well.
He does. Anyways, tangent aside.
Yeah.
Should we end it there then on that lovely note? Jill Scott's going to win I'm a celeb hashtag. But yes, thanks everyone. I know, yeah. Thanks everyone for watching this week's podcast. Only a little one, but we'll be back soon with a little bit more content for you. Hope you are all enjoying your week. And I think this will be going out on Friday. So Friday vibes, woohoo. Hope everyone has a lovely weekend. No footy on, obviously, but yeah, it'll be back soon, won't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. And also the subscribe. I never know how to do this. This is subscribe. The subscribe button. Yeah, so you can be up to date whenever we post anything. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and we'll be back soon with another video. Bye.
Bye.